Hello, hello, hello. Back again talking about crochet basics. And today we're going to talk about crochet hooks. As you can see, this is my hook holder, and it is full of nothing but crochet hooks. My mom made this for me, and it rolls up. It's like super nice. I've actually made a few of these and sold them on my site. My kitties ate my ribbon to tie it around here, so I need to replace that. But this is my crochet hook collection, so to speak, and every crochet hook size ever imaginable is in here. I talked previously about the sizes of crochet hooks, their letters and numbers, and their different types of crochet hooks. So I'm just going to show you a few here. So all of these silver ones in between these sections are the numbered crochet hooks. So these are like 00 up to this is a 14. See if you can see that. So that's a 0.75 millimeter. This is for lace, if you can see how tiny, tiny, tiny that thing is. Hopefully. There we go. Focus. Tiny, tiny, tiny. So this is for fine, fine thread. And I have used this before and made some doilies and stuff. They turn out super pretty. So the bigger the number, the smaller the hook size. So this one is a 00, and as you can see, the hook size is a little bigger. These are all boy hooks. Is it boy? Is that how you say it? I really like these types of hooks simply because they're not super pointed at the tip, so they won't separate your yarn. Sometimes if they're too pointed at the tip here, where my fingernail is, they may like separate the fibers of your yarn, and especially when you're working with very, very small threads, you definitely do not want that, because if you start getting that, now it's going to show very badly in your work because it's so detailed and so intricate. These are just little things. I've actually used these for some hairpin lace, and they're not very big. I do have another little contraption. Well, it's not little, but it's quite wide for wider hairpin lace, but you can use this as well. It's just a different type of crochet. I've also used this to mark my rows in some things as well. So it's a little versatile. It's like a big old safety pin. These come in handy once in a while, so I just keep those there. So those are the numbered crochet hooks. Now, some of them have the US and the UK sizes. So this says 1.8 millimeter. So it has both sizes. Some of them do not, and I'll show you how to tell the difference here in a moment. So let's get to the other end, and these are all of the lettered crochet hooks, which is where most of my work typically is. Now, if you see this great big honking thing, this is a huge Afghan hook. So this is a P, size P, if you can see that. P 16, 11.5 millimeter. It's a huge, huge hook for the big, thick Afghan yarn. And there's another really big, thick one. These are plastic. I'm not a fan of the plastic ones. The bigger one's fine. As you can see, look at the difference of that hook. See that hook, how it's so pointy? Sometimes that pulls the layers of the yarn apart. So we have all different types. This one's a little lonely guy just because it's probably a size G. This one I took on an airplane once because I didn't know if they allowed metal hooks. 3.75 millimeter, which I believe is a G. I think I have a G over here. Oh, I bet it's an F. Yeah. F hooks are a little hard to find. I don't understand why, but that's an F hook. So I have a combination of different types. There's boy hooks, which are my favorite, as you can tell. There's regular plastic hooks. This is a boy. I do have some different types in here. I don't know if I can find them because just not a fan of anything else but boy, just because I've been using them for so long. Yeah, this one I think is a different one. What is this? Come on, focus. Okay, it's not going to focus. This is a Susan Bates hook. Now, see the difference? Susan Bates hooks, and this is the reason why I don't like using them, they have that pointy end. So this point right there will separate your yarn. And it's like super pointy, so whenever you pull on your yarn, you pull it back, if you don't get the entire piece of yarn, it's going to split it. Whereas this one, the boy, is round. And so whenever you pull, it's going to like round it down in there and it won't separate your yarn. So that's why I like these types of hooks. Just my personal preference. You may have a different preference and that's okay. Whatever works for you. I think you can probably see, yeah, here's a boy. This is a bigger hook too. So it's rounded inside there. Whereas the other one is like pointed and sharp. So those are the hooks. Now, what happens if you get a hook similar to like this one, and there's just like the numbers on there and you don't know what size hook this is? There's nothing there to tell you. Well, they make tools for that, and I have one of them. This is, and I will show you on the package here. This is from Clover. It's a swatch ruler and needle gauge. I did buy this from Joann's. Unfortunately, Joann's is out of business now, but I'm sure you could get something similar from the Clover site or even on Amazon or something like that. But this is what I use. Now, this is what the tool looks like. So it has this little ruler to it. I apologize. It's I've used this so much. I'm surprised it's not dirtier than it is. But it'll tell you, if you see like down here, the size of the hook, LMN, HIJK. So if we take this hook and we set it in here, look, it's like that hole is too big. So we just keep going down. So it won't fit in that one. It fits in this one pretty nice. So look, this is an F hook 3.75. So if we look at, that says 3.75. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's not focusing. There we go, 3.75. So this is an F hook. It won't fit in the E, but it's an F. Now, this is also handy whenever you only get a hook that has like the millimeter size. So it tells you, and here's the little, let me get it on here. Here's the key, JP US millimeter. So this will tell you the size up to a P hook from a size B or C. So there are hooks that are between B and C by millimeter. Some of them they don't sell in the US, like they wouldn't sell a 2.3 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter. They just, it would label B or C, and that's typically standard. Another way you can tell is by this. So this is a swatch gauge. So if you see this, it goes up to 4 inches, 1 to 4, and then 1 to 4. So whenever you make a swatch, this is typically how big you would make it. And for every pattern, it gives you a gauge and has you make a swatch. And it's typically a 4x4 square. So once you make your gauge of your swatch of your material, of your piece, and you put it down, you can set this over the top and you can see, is it bigger than the 4x4? Is it smaller than the 4x4? If it's smaller, I might need to go up one hook because maybe I'm holding my yarn a little too tight. If it's bigger, you might go down a hook and try to hold your yarn a little tighter so that the tension is a little tighter. The only time you'd really need to measure gauge is if you're making a wearable like gloves or a hat or something like that, because you want to make sure that it's the same size as what the person wearing it is going to be using. So it has inches and it has centimeters, so you can measure it either way. Now this has the smaller hooks, so you see the size 0, size 1, 1.5, 2. So let's grab one of our smaller hooks here, and this is a size 2 hook. So let's just check it out. So size 2 hook fits, 1.5 fits. It won't go into the 1, so it could be used for 1.5, 2. 2.5 is way too big. So this helps you with the numbered hooks up to 13, 15, and then the JP sizes. I'm not familiar with JP sizes, so I don't really know what that means. I have to look that up, but JP and US. And maybe that's Japan. I don't know. If someone knows, comment and let me know. So this gives you additional instructions as well on how to read your swatch. It gives you a swatch ruler, a knitting needle. Oh, these are knitting needles, sorry. So this isn't just crochet, these are knitting needles. So I did that wrong. These numbers are not for crochet hooks. However, it does seem to kind of accurate. So these are knitting needles. That's interesting. So then there's the crochet hook gauge that we talked about. So that's this one. And this gives you the standard lettered crochet hooks. So that's crochet hooks in a nutshell. And I would be interested to see the different ways that you store your crochet hooks. This has always been the way I've stored mine. I've had this roll for a long time. And I'm not going to get rid of it because my mom made it really, really well. I just probably need to wash it. But be interested to see how you store yours. Some people keep them in a coffee can, and some people just keep them with their work, and some people put them in their hair, and I do that too. Sometimes I lose them in the couch, and so I'm hunting them down. But show me how you store your crochet hooks. How do you measure your swatches and your gauges? I'd be interested to hear. I hope you have a lovely day and happy crocheting.